You've probably heard it 1,000 times. Humans only use 10% of their brain. It's a favorite trope of movies, self-help gurus, and sci-fi writers. Imagine the hidden potential we'd have if we could just unlock the other 90%. Here's the reality. It's not just wrong, it's scientifically impossible. When we look at brain activity through imaging technology like fMRI or PET scans, we see that almost every part of the brain has a known function. Even when you're sleeping, your entire brain is active. Think of your brain like a city. You don't turn off 90% of the city just because there isn't a parade happening on every street at once. Power is still being used, traffic is still flowing, and the infrastructure is always on. From an evolutionary standpoint, the 10% claim makes zero sense. Your brain is a metabolic powerhouse. It accounts for about 2% of your body weight, but it consumes nearly 20% of your daily energy. Why would evolution select for such an expensive, energy-hungry organ if we only needed a fraction of it to survive? If 90% of it were useless, natural selection would have trimmed the fat millions of years ago. If the 10% myth were true, brain damage to the unused 90% wouldn't have any effect on us. But clinical neurology proves otherwise. Even a tiny, localized injury, like a minor stroke or a small trauma, can have devastating consequences for a person's personality, movement, or cognition. There simply isn't an empty space to hit. We aren't sitting on a gold mine of unused brain power. We are already using our entire brain, just not all at the exact same time. Instead of looking for a magic switch to unlock 90% more of your brain, focus on what really works: neuroplasticity. By learning new skills, challenging your perspectives, and staying curious, you aren't activating dead space. You're actually strengthening the connections between the cells you've already got. So stop chasing the 10% myth. You're already using your greatest asset to its fullest potential.